This is my Everton FC team from Football Manager 2020. They are a collection of names, numbers and dots on a computer screen, and yes, I feel the same connection to these players that I do to some of the greatest characters I've come across in video games. Those who play Football Manager will understand this, I'm sure, but many who don't play it and see it as a spreadsheet simulator may find it hard to understand just how attached players of the game can get attached to their saves. In this game world, it is December of 2030. This save began in the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Little did I know that when I started this save with Everton, a save I've done plenty of times before on Football Manager past and present, that I would go on to have one of my favourite gaming experiences of all time. At the end of the first season with Everton, we finished 5th. Using this tactic that you can see here, this is a tactic that I've used for many years now, as I never really enjoyed wide players, or at least I could never really get them to work. This is not to say that they don't work in the game, it's just personally I preferred this formation. It was in this season in which a regen player, a player that the game creates year on year to backfill retiring players, came to be. Julius van der Water. I signed him for £14.5 million from FC20. And he went on to have loan deals with various teams before coming back to us in the 24-25 season. Julius van der Water could possibly be my favourite football player of all time, and he isn't even real. Naturally a wide player, I trained him to play centrally as a mezzala, a central role that will sort of roam into wider areas when attacking. As you can see, he's had a stellar career at Everton, and he continues to impress. He is currently only 27 years old. After 11 years in charge, this is our best 11. Every one of these t-shirts with a name under it has made me laugh, has made me scream, and nearly come to tears while watching them run around the pitch. Some of my most visceral moments in gaming have been watching this lot play football. Pickford. Now retired, he was an ever-present presence within the goal. Pellegrini and Kenny at fullback were critical elements to our success. Now in the twilight of their careers are giving way to younger talent. Elliott and Janssen, two regen players who quickly became my favourite centre-back pairing I've ever used. Tielemans, Tonali and Van der Water, the holy trinity, with James Ward-Prowse slotting in as well. A lot of our attacking moves came from this midfield, and what a midfield it was. Arp, he came on loan in the first season. We brought him in permanently and he became a fantastic striker for us, not always getting double figures, but has scored some incredibly important goals over his long career with us. Mohamed Dago, maybe the greatest regen player I've ever seen. He had 7 seasons with us before moving on to Barcelona and becoming a superstar. Moise Keane, 131 goals over his career for us, and Daniel Labia, 70 goals and 176 appearances for us before moving on. There have been many more, as you can see. All of them are important to me, and even those who have moved on from Everton, I still find myself looking them up to see how they're doing. This team has gone on to win the Champions League 3 times, runners-up twice, the Premier League 5 times, the FA Cup 3 times, the League Cup 5 times, and are still hungry for more. People may think, well, you've won the important things, why are you still playing? It's odd to say, but Football Manager is more than winning and losing. Even though losing is crushing and winning is euphoric, it's all about building a legacy. Yeah, a legacy in a video game about football. Watching dots kick a dot about, but boy does it feel real at times. See, the game gives you quests without you realising. Can you beat United's record of most Premier League wins? Can you get the most points in a season? Can you get the most league wins in a season, the fewest defeats, score the most goals in a season? The community has also created a plethora of challenges, from Dr. Benji's Glory Hunter, in which you have to win the League and Cup in the top 5 European leagues, as well as the World Cup and Euros, to the unemployed to the top challenges. All adds so much flavour to this spreadsheet simulator. Take your local team to European glory, build a nation. Even after many years of playing this game, it still astounds me just how much there is to do. That's not to say that it doesn't have its problems, of course it does. The match engine can be crushing at times and it feels like the game is trying to break you. But through all of that, when you see your little players and manager lift up a cup and win a huge derby match, it feels like football, and sometimes it feels better than real football. This Everton team will stay with me forever, as long as some other teams from the past games. My Porto team from FM 2010, my Deportivo team from FM 2019, my Rapid Vienna team from 2018, all have a special place in my heart. Players of Football Manager love the teams that they build, and this can be shown by the various websites that now offer printing and posters of the team that you created that you can get up on your wall, something I'm thinking of getting. As I write this, I feel slightly emotional thinking about just what a good time I have had with a game that really shouldn't be this fun. You don't control the matches outside of setting up tactics and formations and buying players, yet it's more engrossing than FIFA. The graphics are basic, yet when I think about goals I've seen scored in the game, I swear it feels like I'm in a real roaring stadium. Perhaps I just take it a bit too seriously. Football Manager is fantastic for many reasons. It's the perfect game to have on in the background while you're doing something else, but it also excels when you're fully engrossed in it. It's not too demanding on computer systems, so many people can play it, and this was seen over the pandemic when we saw a huge rise in people playing Football Manager as we had to spend more times indoors. Football Manager got me through some tough times, when I didn't feel like doing much or even felt like I could feel anything. Being able to load up the game and manage some dots on the screen for a few hours, sometimes too many hours, made me feel good. It astounds me that a game which is mostly text can be so enthralling and immersive. So thank you, Football Manager. Even though you've had me screaming at the screen or stamping around like a child, thank you for allowing me to pretend that the team I support could actually achieve something. And thank you for giving me some of the most memorable characters I've come across in video games. The highs and the lows will be with me forever. Thank you for listening.